So if somebody comes to Dongshan, Tozan, and says, what is the Buddha? What is perfect? What is the awakened mind? What is whole and complete, lacking nothing? And Dongshan replies, 3 pounds of flax. Ingo says, the author of the Blue Cliff Record, so many people misunderstand this story. It is really hard to chew since there's no place to sink your teeth into it. Why? Because it is flavorless. The ancients had quite a few answers to the question of what the Buddha is. But Dongshan said 3 pounds of flax, and he cut off the tongues of the ancients. Many people base their understanding on the words and say that Dongshan was in the storehouse at the time, weighing out flax with a monk questioning. So he said, here, this stuff in my hand. And that's why he answered this way. Some say that when Dongshan is asked about east, he answers west. It means, because things are whole, if we only talk about one side, he answers the other side. It's one of the traditional ways the Buddha talks about answering questions. If somebody asks about this half, you fill in by giving them this half. Some say that since you are a Buddha, yet you still go around asking about Buddha, Dongshan answers in this roundabout way. And if there's another type of dead person who says that 3 pounds of flax is itself the Buddha, a dead person, these interpretations are irrelevant. If you seek from Dongshan's words in this way, you can search until kingdom come and still never see it, even in a dream. A koan like this has to be contemplated as our life of entrustment, as our life that is lived, as this breath, this life, this activity of the Buddha Dharma, that we ourselves embody right here, right now, does not come from us, and yet we are intimately a part of it. It does not come from outside of us, and yet we can't find it. It's a complete mystery. This particular koan is a koan of complete entrustment, complete activity, complete life, complete living, completely breathing. It's a koan about when we're in Sesshin, be completely in Sesshin, to give oneself up to Sesshin, to give oneself up, to entrust. Whatever the situation calls for, whatever is needed. And when we're in Sesshin and we're doing zazen and the breath is there, to entrust, to give oneself. In this case, what is the Buddha? To find, to see the enlightened mind, the awakened mind, in each breath, as the activity of each breath breathing us. Dongshan's 3 pounds of flax really points exactly to this. Within each koan, we have to see each koan as our life. We have to see the life energy that gave life to this koan, that gives life to us. And so in answering a koan like this, we have to give it life, and that life has to be given to it. It's not as though there are some words that are a good answer. Pull out a dictionary and hand it over. It's got all the words in it. But it is the life that we give to things. The life that we find in a breath. The life that we find when we entrust ourselves to our life. That's where this particular koan goes. And then there's a verse within the commentary where Ingo's teaching wrote a verse about this. This cheap-selling, board-carrying fellow weighs it out, 3 pounds of flax. With 100,000 years of unsold goods, he has no place to put it at all. when we are working with a koan like this, it is important that we are not caught by right or wrong, that we are not caught by this or that we clean everything out, that everything becomes a breath that we let breathe through us. And as naturally happens, in accord with circumstances in our life comes forth. When we are unable to breathe, we're unable to act. And so to be able to breathe fully, to allow the breath to breathe us, to allow this complete entrustment. And then when we're out in our daily lives, we also have this complete entrustment that comes forth from this deep, mysterious source. And of course, the Buddha gives us some guidelines. He says this complete entrustment is in accord with the precepts, many different levels. This complete entrustment is not about this some fixed thing in there that we're trying to improve. This complete entrustment is giving life to our life and giving life to all life. This complete entrustment is the bodhisattva vow. This complete entrustment is the act of saving all beings. This complete entrustment is the complete interpenetration of all things, all times, right here. Here's a short poem by Edward Abbey. Benedicto, may your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, leading to the most amazing view. May rivers flow without end, meandering through pastoral valleys, tinkling with bells, past temples and castles and poets' towers, into a dark primeval forest where tigers belch and monkeys howl. Through miasmal and mysterious swamps and down into the desert of red rock, blue mesas, domes and pinnacles and grottos of endless stone, and down again into a vast, deep, ancient, unknown chasm, where bars of sunlight blaze on profiled cliffs, where deer walk across the white sand beaches, where storms come and go as lightning clangs upon the high crags, where something strange and more beautiful and more full of wonder than your deepest dreams waits for you, beyond the next turning of the canyon walls. This is our life, our mysterious life. What's coming next? Where will it lead? What will be asked of us? What resource must we find inside ourselves? This wonderful time of practicing together, this mysterious time of practicing together, this incomprehensible time of practicing together, is also a wonderful opportunity to continually bring the mind back, bring the mind back, bring the mind back. A mind to mean awareness. Bring the awareness back. Let the breath breathe us, however it does. You got a big tight knot in your stomach, okay? You just let go down to the big tight knot. And then, next breath, you let go down to the big tight knot. And sometimes you let go a little bit into the tight knot. And sometimes you don't. The next breath, you go down. Next breath, you let go again. However it is, you let go, you let go, you let go. And then you see, what is this mysterious source of this breath and all things? See it for yourself.